And good morning. It's Wednesday, October the 19th, and this is Common Sense America, live from Chester County, Pennsylvania, in my parents' home, in my mother's kitchen. She is a Hungarian Mamma Mia, and we're gonna learn how to make apple crisp. Or rather, I am, since I have our new aprons on, and I don't wear aprons with pearls much anymore. Who does that remind you of? Donna Reed?
Maybe.
And we are highlighting here an ancient, is it Betty Crocker
Yes.
cookbook?
46 years old,
Okay.
and I've been cooking out of it, as you can see, with all the stains for 46 years.
Okay, so talk to us about your apple crisp.
Well, I started making this apple crisp, I guess, when the kids were little, and it became a family favorite right away. So I just make it all the time whenever Eden's coming home, or I'm taking it to our son's birthday celebration because he wanted a special dessert. So I made apple crisp, and it was cleaned up. It was a hit.
You mean cleaned up, it was all gone?
All gone. It was
Okay.
all gone in one sitting.
Oh, okay. Now, do you put it with vanilla ice cream? Turkey Hill vanilla ice cream?
You can, but we chose to eat it just plain. It stood on its own because it was so good.
Okay.
And what I decided to do, it just says 4 cups of tart apples. I mix several different kinds of apples in it to give it a nice flavor. I use tart, I use a little bit of sweet, and I use a good cooking apple, which is McIntosh. I use Yellow Delicious, and I also use Granny Smith.
Okay,
I
so
like
you used 3 different apples.
3 different apples.
Okay, so Granny Smith, Yellow Delicious, and
McIntosh.
Macintosh.
McIntosh has always been a really good cooking apple because it breaks down nicely and it's not crunchy. It's nice and soft.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start cutting apples. I have a special pan. We'll get the oven warmed up to 375 and we'll just get busy.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Gotta wash them. Remember to wash them good. So I'm going to have, and I slice the apples thin, not paper thin, and not chunky either.
So what are you doing to the pan right now?
I'm spraying it so it doesn't stick.
So talk to me like you would be talking to someone who's learning to bake for the first time. Evidently, my northern cooking skills don't translate into the southern southern living.
Well, some of these apples are pretty hard to cut,
Mm-hmm.
so you need to really work at them to get them open.
Have you found over the years with all the different apples, do you have any other quick tips, or is it just basically cutting them?
It's just basically cutting them. I guess there's quicker ways of doing it, but I make sure the core is out and the peelings are off.
Now, how many apples do you usually do per type of apple for the apple crisp?
I have about 7 here. We'll see how much it fills the pan. So when I slice them, I'm making them like this.
Mm-hmm. So thin slices.
Thin slices. It takes a long time to do. It may take you a half hour or so just to get this prepared. Just depends on how quick you can slice them. And
So basically, it's not the quickest recipe, but it is a very tasty recipe.
oh yeah, you need to have some time. Sometimes when your company is in the living room talking and you're getting the rest of the meal prepared, you can quickly put this together and stick it in the oven so when you're having dinner, they can smell it cooking. The smell is amazing.
So you started making this during the November or the Burr holiday season?
I imagine I did. I don't remember when it started. And I don't remember my mom making it. I think it was something I just decided to do and began doing it.
So Do you think you could do this with other types of fruits, right? With peach, you could do a peach crisp and,
Oh yeah, you could do
and a cherry crisp or blueberry, blackberry crisp.
Yes, there's many things that the topping that goes on is versatile. It can be used with many different types of fruits. Okay, now we're going to make the topping that goes on the apple crisp. As you can see, the apples are all pared and put into the pan. Nothing but real butter. You gotta use real butter, and I usually use about a half a stick.
Oh, come on, you don't want to use more than that?
No, I may add more.
I'd rather do a full stick.
No, that's too much. Make it too greasy.
Oh, it does make it too greasy if you add too much?
Yes, you don't want to do that. I'm gonna cut this up into little chunks, okay? Then we have to add 2/3 to 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar packed. I don't measure the brown sugar, I just put it in. Until I get it all packed in there, I just might as well just put it in here. I just do it by how it looks.
I love it. So you don't use any measuring?
Oh, well, yeah, I do. And it says half a cup of oats. I think that's half a cup, or is it
Yeah.
half a cup? Okay.
Yeah, that's 1/4. No, it is 1/2. How old is this cookbook?
46 years old. So here,
46 years old, so it's a year older than me. 1976.
and I use I had gotten some nice organic oats from one of the local markets. And we have to do a little cinnamon.
What's wrong with the cinnamon?
It doesn't want to come out, so I gotta encourage it. All right, then we use a little flour.
Do you measure this, or you just plop it in?
Well, it says half a cup, so you don't want to have too much flour.
Okay, because that takes away from the goodness.
Yes, more brown sugar is better, you see.
So there's really nothing healthy about it, even though it is apples.
Right.
Okay.
It's just yummy, yummy comfort food. So the best way to get it mixed is to break it up with your fingers.
Okay.
Because the butter, I've softened it for most of the morning, so it's nice and soft.
Okay, so do soften the butter. Take it out of the refrigerator and soften it.
You let it get room temperature, nice and soft, because if you put it in the microwave to make it soften, you're going to have too much liquid.
So room temperature butter, real butter.
Real butter.
Salt butter with salt, or
Yeah.
just...
Real butter!
Okay, mama.
Then I have some Jersey in here.
Okay, get the Jersey in there. Are you using that Hungarian tukis to for the energy to...
So,
Okay, so what's next?
well, I'm making sure it's all mushed together nicely.
Okay. And then you put that on top of the apples?
Yes,
Okay.
but I want to make sure I have enough.
Consistency? Do you have little clumps, or do you let it have little clumps? What do you do?
Just small clumps,
Okay.
because it's all going to melt together once it gets into the oven.
Okay.
But I wanted to make sure that it's all nicely put together.
Okay.
Put together.
Okay. You're putting it together.
So you can see it looks kind of crumbly.
Yeah. So that's how you want it to look?
Yeah, and you can see the brown sugar is more prevalent
Okay.
than the flour.
Okay.
And you can see a little bit of the oats.
Okay.
So we're going to dump this on top.
Okay. And cover the whole thing,
Cover
right?
the whole thing.
Do you ever make extra?
For the topping?
Yeah.
No, I usually try and eyeball it, and it usually comes out right.
Okay. So what next, now that you covered it? Do you put more butter on top?
Nope.
Okay.
Put it in the oven.
For how long?
It says 30 minutes.
Okay, so usually, is it a full 30?
Yes, and sometimes I put it back in until I see it nicely toasted brown with bubbles coming around the side. Then you know it's good.
Okay. So,
Sorry for the hands, but that's the only way to get it mixed.
So you put it on 375 for how long again?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. And then we'll pull it out, and then Turkey Hill ice cream, vanilla bean,
If you want to, or whipped cream is good.
whipped cream, and with Zabar's coffee. I see we have Zabar's coffee in the house as well. So
You could do that, but it stands on its own. All right, well here we have it out of the oven, golden brown, nice and bubbly, and looks very yummy to serve to a family who is waiting patiently for the yummy food.
how many do you think that would feed?
This would probably be good for 4 people. You could probably make it make a larger serving and add more apples to it and more, of course, ingredients to make the topping.
The crumb.
The crumb, but this would be good for about 4 people.
Okay. So thanks to Betty Crocker and the local apples, right?
Absolutely, and most important thing is having family together to eat it. That's what makes me the happiest, is having family around.